Hi, my name is Robert, and this is my presentation for Intro to Bioinvestigations Lab. Willow Salix species, an invasive plant that provides a healthy alternative to the pain reliever aspirin. Willows consist of 400 different kinds of shrubs and trees that can be found in cold temperatures and wet soil. Willows are usually found around bodies of water or anywhere that is accessible to water. They can be found in swamps, around swamps and lakes, or in anybody's backyard or where they are planted. These trees can cause many problems because their roots can grow out very long and they are considered as an invasive species. I'm going to start off with the classification of the willow species. So they fall under the planted kingdom because they are plants. They have roots, they grow roots, they have stems, leaves, and they are possibly can produce seeds. And in this case, they do produce seeds, and they fall under the subkingdom of Tracheobionta, which means that they are a vascular plant. The xylem and phloem allow for water and minerals to move around the plant and allow it to survive. Again, the willows produce seeds, and that's how they reproduce. They are also flowering plants, which means that they grow flowers. So the different kinds of trees and shrubs would have different types of flowers depending on their genetic code. And willows are also dicotyledons, which means that their leaves grow in pairs. I'm going to talk more about the invasive root system with the willow species. So willow trees can grow, their roots can grow up to 3 times the tree size. This means that these trees are seeking a lot of water, and if it's not available to them, their roots will grow deeper and longer. And since they are sturdy, they are hard to get rid of, or they would be considered a burden to get rid of. That's why a lot of people would not want willow trees in their backyards, because they can grow very big and they are hard to get rid of. They can destroy water pipes and concrete systems. So for example, let's say a willow tree was planted on a sidewalk. If the roots grow too big and too long, they can make the concrete rise up, and it would destroy the whole structure of the concrete. So some examples of the willow species would be the white willow, which is the first picture to the right. It's very big and weeping into the lake. And as you can tell, it's by a lake, so it would have access to water if needed. The peach leaf willow is the one all the way to the bottom left. And as you can see, it has different type of flowering from the Arctic willow, which is the one all the way to the right. It also has a different color, and as you can see, it's a dicotyledon. The leaves are growing out in pairs, and then that is where the middle part of the flower, or where the seeds would be in this plant. So willow bark contains a compound, salicin, which is found in the tree bark of willow trees. And a variety of different trees can be used for medicinal purposes. So willow bark contains salicin, and salicin can provide natural anti-inflammatory properties in humans. And it's comparable to aspirin because aspirin is used for fever reducing and pain relieving. Even though willow bark that contains the salicin would have slow activation, it does have strong effects. So a lot of people are told to watch for how much they take at a time and how much they take generally. Willow bark also contains tannins, which have an antioxidant property, which means that it would just relieve your system from all toxins. Not all toxins, but it would help release some of the toxins in your body, and it would just help you slowly get better. So willow bark can be a great alternative to aspirin, because when taking aspirin, if you take too much, you can get some issues with your stomach, and you can also get blood clotting. Gastrointestinal issues are very common while using aspirin, and it can become a problem when taking too much. When salicin is ingested, the body converts it into salicylic acid, which is C7H6O3. It can be used as a pain reliever, anti-inflammatory agent, which is a precursor to aspirin. So it's leading up to what aspirin is becoming when the different reactions are happening. Instead of using aspirin that is prescribed from pharmacies, willow bark can be a healthy alternative, because you can use it as a tea, or you can get willow bark extract, and it can be used as a way to reduce fevers or reduce pain, and it wouldn't do damage to your liver if you take it too much. But also, you should be wise when taking it. So while thinking of the future, I believe that willow bark can be a healthy alternative to aspirin, because studies show that when you take too much pills, it can harm your body, it can harm your liver, and it could just overall be unhealthy to take too much pills at a time, and too much doses, like high doses, would be harmful for your body. So if you take healthy doses of aspirin, you can be one, relieving your pain in a healthy way, because you can make teas or rubs, or naturally find a way to help, like with your inflammatory problems, and it won't put too much of a stress on your stomach. I believe that if we can start using willow bark as a option for pain relievers and pain reducers, it can strike a, like, it could spark a thought in natural medicine, because I know sometimes pharmaceuticals can be very expensive, and not everybody can afford even basic drugs such as aspirin or pain relievers. So even though the willow species are invasive, they do provide a good alternative to drugstore medicine, and it could be a way to save money as well, because I know a lot of people use aspirin as a way to help with their health.